Morrissey means. Like a tree presses itself upward to become more of itself today than yesterday. For humans, we feel it through longing. We want more. Isn't it every day you look at your reflection in the mirror and say, there could be more to this. And say, what else can I do in this life? There's always that longing. And it is often felt through discontentment. Because when you're contented already, you say, this is what life is. It's done. There's no more yearning for becomingness. So if you feel there's more to senior high school, I want to be in college. The question is why? Because I can be more. I could do better. That is what it means, ladies and gentlemen. So for you as humans, if only we continue to breathe in the next 365 days, something will change in your life. The moment you take off your toga today, you no longer call yourself senior high school students, right? You have stepped into a new phase, and you can claim, I'm a senior high school student. And once you're completed with your admission enrollment in college, you can now transition to calling yourself a college or university student. Am I right? Yes, that is the longing, that is the desire. They say there are many areas where we human beings create results. One would be health and well-being, relationships with deeper connections, stronger connections, vocation. You don't want to be a senior high school graduate all your life. There should be another way. If you are not into college, you're more into technical, then you proceed to test the programs to harness your skills. And there's also time and money freedom. Who does not want time and money freedom, right? If only I can graduate now and earn money. But when you start working, then you dream of having time freedom. You don't get strangled up to the time in and time out of work until 65 years old. Well, that's what we want. And for many of us, I believe in this hall, spirituality is also an area where we want great results. We want a deeper, meaningful relationship with our God every single day. I love that song. That's one of my favorite songs, sung by is the most important quality in man. Do you believe that? It's courage. It's not looks. It's not even intellect, but courage. Why? Because he says courage is the first of the human virtues because it makes all others possible. Even if you have the potential, but you don't have the courage to pursue that potentiality, then there's nothing that you can become of. Hence, Aristotle believed that the courageous person feared only things that are worthy of fear. We don't fear everything in life. We choose what to fear. Sometimes we fear things that does not happen. Even before it comes, we're overwhelmed with fear. So it freezes us, it paralyzes us. But Aristotle reminds us that we get to choose what to fear. He said, the man then who faces and who fears the right things and from the right motive, in the right way and from the right time, and who feels confidence under the corresponding conditions is brave. I read an article, The Science of Conquering Your Fears and Living a More Courageous Life by Carolyn Rigor, and found bits of inspiration. Many of you would be asking, what life awaits me in college or in TESDA? Then after that, what happens to me? Have you asked yourself? Is it as predictable as being in grade 1 and you know without thinking next year you're in grade 2? And then from grade 11, you're now in grade 12. But college is a different thing. You'll be in a different pond. You'll be in a different environment. Will my professors be as welcoming and as warm as my teachers at AMCC? Probably yes, if you choose to stay at AMCC for your tertiary education. But still, there are many questions on what lies in college. But here are some inspirations for us. Should you start being anxious or worrisome about college? Number 1, to be brave is to be vulnerable. Are you vulnerable? Bryn Brown was a researcher of the University of Houston Graduate School. He found that the belief of our own unworthiness drives us to live fear-based lives. When you start to think, I am not worthy, may pagkukulang, may kulang eh. Kung sana pareho ako nung nag-top 1, siguro kaya ko. There's always a question of our unworthiness. And unworthiness is actually vulnerability, our vulnerability. And when we start thinking that we're too vulnerable, we start to think of fear itself. Or even in person, we're a different person in front of people. We don't want to make them think that we're too vulnerable. So the facade is just too thick. We want people running. Ang dami-dami kaya namin. Maraming pinakawalan nitong mga baka nga sabay-sabay nag-run. And then they check on your time. I'm fine with that. But there's just too much pressure. Because when I get home to the dorm, a senior student would wait on us. All first year said, oh, pang-ilan ka ngayon? Pang-ilan ka ngayon? Timing po, ang mga friends ko at roommates ko na first year are actually the lean ones. They're always in the top 10. And then finally, she would ask me, so ikaw, B, pang-ilan ka ngayon? Siyempre naman, hindi ako top 10. So I started making an excuse. I told her, kasi po ate, medyo mataba po kasi ako, ang hirap po mag-run. And when I started making that excuse every single time, then I somehow doubted, with my physique now, will any person or any man take me seriously? Because I started to doubt my own womanhood. That is unfair. Not all of us can be top 10, ladies and gentlemen, but we can all finish the race. Amen. That's the truth in life. But hey, there are others who don't believe that way. Put too much pressure on us. But now that I am already past my Miss Universe stage, with a husband who thinks that I'm always beautiful, every single day, I get to thank God. I get to really just be grateful. I may not be slender, I may not be lean, I dream to be an athlete, yes, but I have not reached that point yet. But I thank my hands, my feet. This body is taking me to places where I have to do my work, and it's functioned well for me. I may not be top 10, but I'm doing well in this life. I may not be rich, but I'm contributing to society. We're vulnerable, yes, but we don't have to be discouraged. Oftentimes, I would pray to God, and God, this is all that there is in me. An accountant who is an education director. There's so much to learn. But it is all yours, Lord. Whatever you want me to do, I will do it. Second is, expose yourself to what you fear. What do you fear? I'm too scared of mouse and rats.